Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalists, catching up on some of the latest developments with the war in Ukraine. There's a very high possibility of a false flag operation going on right now, and this could potentially lead to the use of nuclear weapons by Russia in Ukraine. This has been a concern for a while from the start, given that you're talking about a dictator like Vladimir Putin, who could not care any less about what he does in Ukraine, especially now. This is like a spoiled child, like a little bully in school that took his toy, had his toy taken away. He thought he would have Ukraine by now. That hasn't happened. People in Ukraine have been fighting a lot more than expected and resisting more than Russia or even the West thought they would. And as of right now, there's a very strong possibility that we're seeing a false flag operation going on, where Russia would end up accusing Ukraine of crossing the border. Ironically enough, they have no problem in bombing the entire country, but this could be used as an attack on Russian soil by Ukraine, and now this being used as a justification for defending ourselves from the evil Ukrainians. And this has been warned actually quite recently, but right now it ended up happening. Look at what's going on with this attack, this so-called attack on a refinery in Russia.
In breaking news, a potentially extraordinary development: reports of a Ukrainian strike inside Russia, across the border. We have this new video which shows a fire at a fuel depot. This is in Russia, but near the Ukrainian border in the city of Belgorod. This is near the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv. Belgorod's governor claims that this fuel depot was attacked by 2 Ukrainian helicopters, which he says entered the territory flying at low altitude. Now, CNN cannot confirm this claim, but if true, it would.
They cannot confirm it, but they do repeat it so as to leave it there hanging in your minds, in your thoughts, so as to, oh, yeah, Ukraine, you started attacking Russia now, right? And look at how they talk about, well, this just makes things worse.
Units are moving back from the Kyiv region, the capital, so important and symbolic this.
Russia responding moments ago to a purported airstrike by Ukrainian helicopters on a fuel depot, and this is in Russia. This is in a southern Russian city, Belgorod. The Russians saying that this could have a negative impact on negotiations. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense telling CNN it had no information about the incident. Joining us now is Kimberly Dozier, CNN Global Affairs analyst and Time Magazine contributor. This kind of floored me, to be honest, when I woke up to this video, seeing these Ukrainian helicopters.
Isn't it weird? She's floored by one explosion on the Russian side of the border, not floored by the entire bombing of the country for over a month now. This is the big news. This is the big deal.
We believe taking out a fuel depot inside Russia.
And it is actually one of the Biden administration's worst nightmares, because the more the Ukrainian forces fight back. So what we have.
Do you understand what's going on? The Biden administration does not want Ukraine to fight back. The Biden administration does not want Ukraine to win this, does not want people in Ukraine to keep fighting back. They want just Ukraine to give up, accept things as they are, have a new change of regime, have some puppet like they used to have, and become yet another satellite state of Russia like Belarus is, right? That's what the Biden administration was hoping for. But the people, one of the things that so many people seem to ignore is people in Ukraine don't want that. That's the problem. People in Ukraine don't want to give up to the damn dictator from Russia. So this is the worst nightmare. Look, this is most likely a false flag operation. The Ukrainian government has said nothing about this. It has not it hasn't said anything about doing any attack. This would be the most basic guideline for a black flag operation. You blow up, what is it? You throw a couple bombs in a refinery,
Fire
blow up
at a
nothing.
fuel depot.
You blow up a fuel tank And this is what, and check it out, this is from Russia TV. This is RT News. This is Russia propaganda, straight out of the mouth of Putin. Ukraine tight-lipped on alleged attack on Russian soil. So, yeah, I see that. That's not a safe thing to click. Of course it's not. But this is, that is from the Russian propaganda. What about the West propaganda or Ukrainian propaganda? Well, in terms of the West, what you're being fed is the same thing. Russia, Ukraine, explosion at oil depot in Russia, battle being fought near. So they are trying to install this idea that Ukraine now attacked Russia. What does this mean? This simply means, using this as a justification, Vladimir Putin can go and say, we were attacked by these Nazis in Ukraine. We have to fight back. They're attacking us. I told you they would. I told you. Look, they've blown up our refineries. And as stupid and as ridiculous as it sounds, for a lot of brain-dead people, this is going to be making sense. They attacked Russia. So, of course, they're justified in using a nuke in Ukraine to defend themselves. I'm not saying it's going to be happening. It is still a very delicate moment right now because this is going, point by point of what you would expect before such an attack. You just don't drop a nuke in Kiev or some other city in Ukraine and start nuking Ukraine out of what? You've attacked them, now you nuke them because you couldn't bend their will in a few days as you thought, so you just nuke them. I mean, these days you can pretty much get away with anything and people don't give a damn, but it's a lot better if you just, use a little bit of makeup and, cover this up a little bit, like, they've attacked us in our own home, in our own soil. Ukrainians are coming after us. This is the lie. This is a false flag operation that is likely preceding a nuclear strike in Ukraine. I really hope that it doesn't end up happening. Either nuclear explosion and the tactical nuke, a smaller nuclear bomb to completely destroy a city and kill hundreds of thousands of civilians so as to achieve this. Yep, we have to stop this war before it gets even worse. Look, they're attacking us. Either that, chemical weapons. Russia has a history of using chemical weapons like they did in Syria, like they did so many times against the civilian population. Russians use chemical weapons against civilians. That could also potentially be another outcome of this, what I think is a very clear false flag operation. And even if it's not, let's suppose that they did blow up a tank of fuel. They're the country being attacked. Why wouldn't they try to slow down the advance of their enemy by blowing up a tank of fuel? Given everything going on, I have my money on this being a false flag operation, as even the people in CNN said it would. This has been going on for a while. It was expected that Putin would do a false flag operation. This has all the ingredients for it. Guys, you know what this is about. This is not going to be getting any better anytime soon. Prepare. You still do have time. You have the channel full of videos over the years. You have my books, which are also great resources for you. Street survival skills, kind of thing you really want to learn, especially given everything going on, and the Modern Survival Manual, Surviving the Economic Collapse. All just a few more reviews until 1,000 reviews in Amazon. It would be hugely appreciated if you just take a minute, drop by Amazon, leave your review there if you liked it. And man, you definitely want to check this out, given the economic reality we're all being pushed towards. And no, this is one of those things that Russia has and Putin has very little to blame about, but it's going to be tagged on him. And yeah, when you're destroyed economically, when you're thrown into poverty, these damn Ukrainians, these damn Russians, someone, but not really pointing the finger towards where it should be pointing at. See you on the next video, folks. Have a great day. Take care.